see my screen? Great. Okay, so we just, I'm going to take you through an initial presentation about EU Business School, and then we're going to go on to the career services at EU Business School, and I'll talk to you a little bit about some success stories, Indian students that have done well and are currently either finishing their studies with EU or studying at EU and currently working. So EU Business School really is about success stories. We've seen hundreds of Indians and international students come from abroad and study at our German campus recently. We have, as I said, 4 campuses. This is our Swiss campus in Geneva at the graduation. As you can see here, it is a very international and a dynamic environment to study, and basically the reasons why students do choose to study at EU Business School is the fact that it's very international. We have small class sizes, so leadership skills are developed, and you will definitely build a business personality when you're there. You'll meet people that have worked all around the world and have extensive experience in their field of expertise. Our students come from all around the globe. We've got students currently in Europe, students from Russia and from the CIS countries, from America, from Asia, the Middle East. You can see there's a really good spread. And then students go on to work all around the world as well. 37% of our students will actually transfer between our different campuses. Some may want to start their studies in Spain and then go on to Germany. Some may want to start in Switzerland and then go on to Germany. But there are options for everyone. We have a big alumni network where 20% of our alumni actually go on and start their own companies. So we've got people that are very entrepreneurial. Within 6 months, this is a slide I wanted to focus on. So within 6 months, most of our students are finding jobs, especially in Germany, where I have found it to be true that many of the Indian students are finding jobs and internships within 3 months. So it's really a positive dynamic. We have over 27,000 alumni across the world now. And in this graphic, you see, let me just move this. And in this graphic, you see the different salary brackets. We've got 21% of our graduates which are earning over 150,000 per year. And then between 100 and 150,000 per year as well. This is in euros, of course. And then we've got 11% of our student population which has finished at EU Business School, which is earning between 80 and 100,000 a year. And then 22% which is earning between 50 and 80,000, and the rest are earning under 50,000. So obviously the salary bracket has a lot to do with the profile of every single student, and it also has a lot to do with the experience each student has. So one cannot expect to walk into a salary of 80,000 or 100,000 within a year or within a few months. It does take some time, and you've got to build up your career like in any country. So we're, as I said, a European institution, and we've got multiple campus locations. So Germany in Munich, Geneva in Switzerland, Montreux in Switzerland, as well as Barcelona in Spain. We've got a very vast network that's pretty much spans the globe. We're in the Americas, South America, all across Asia as well. So EU Business School is very well connected. In terms of our rankings, we ranked #1 according to Online MBA, CEO magazine. Our Online MBA is ranked #1 according to CEO magazine for 4 consecutive years now. We ranked 5th according to QS. You probably heard of the QS Top MBA, their guide for return on investment. And that's probably our most indicative rating, I would say. The fact that our students are earning a lot more, they're actually earning 137% higher than what they were earning before they studied their degree. So that's obviously a positive aspect. And then moving on, in terms of other international rankings and ratings, we are a top tier MBA according to CEO magazine, and we're in the top 20 according to the Chinese Economic Review. Our online MBA has been ranked 18th in the world. And, you know, so that for us, QS pretty much ranks us within the top 5 business schools in each country where we are located. So whether it be in Spain, Switzerland, or Germany, according to QS, we're in the top 5. We are accredited by ACDSP, IACBE, and IQA. These are American accreditations, but importantly, we also offer state-accredited degrees. So if you study with us in Germany at our Munich campus, you will be eligible for a degree which is issued or awarded by the University of Roehampton in London. So it is a degree which is approved by the Bavarian Ministry of Education. It is not a German degree. It is a British degree, but it is approved in Germany, and you know, it is valuable in the sense that students that complete our MSc or our MBA have the opportunity to stay back for 18 months, which is obviously a positive aspect. In terms of our programs, we are offering bachelor programs. We're offering a BA, a BSc, and plenty of different majors. So there's a BA, Communication and Public Relations, Leisure and Tourism, International Relations, Sports Management, Digital Media, Digital Business Design and Innovation. There's also Finance. Then we've got more classical options such as Marketing, Finance, Enterprise, as well as HR Management. We've also got a BSc with very similar options available to the students as well. Now, the reason why we offer different programs is due to the fact that we partner with different academic institutions. But the programs themselves are very similar in terms of the content. Now, we also have the graduate programs, which I believe 99% of the listeners today, I see that their attendees are 20 online at the moment. So those of you which are listening, most of you will be interested in what I will tell you now, the master's program or the MBA. So we've got an MSc, which is offered in our Munich campus, and we've got a whole bunch of programs which are available there. So the different programs would be International Business, Communication and Public Relations, International Marketing, Global Banking and Finance, Leisure and Tourism Management, Entrepreneurship, Digital Business, Sports Management, HR Management, Design Management, and then a new one, Blockchain Management. So the program is a one-year program. We have 3 terms. The students can start either in January, they can start in March, or you can start in October. Those are the 3 intakes every year. We also briefly, just to give you an idea, we do have opportunities abroad in other countries, in California, in Thailand, as well as in Mexico. This is something I'd like to bring to your attention as well. We have former prime ministers, we have people that are very high up in business that get to speak to our students, get to know you, rub shoulders with you, and these are the kind of leaders and influencers which are very important to our network. At the EU Business School, you'll be part of a network, you'll be part of a business or a group that spans 3 countries and has been around since 1973. So when it comes to the network which we have in place, it's hard to compare. Many jobs do come through the different guest lecturers that come through, or the alumni. These are how connections are made, as well as the industrial visits. So I'm not going to tell you about our Barcelona campus. I'm going to tell you specifically about our Munich campus because I know that is what most of you are interested in. And so I'm going to skip down in terms of the slides, take you down to slides on Munich. Okay, so I can't obviously hear any of you. I can see that you're online. I'm not sure how many of you have been to Germany, but Germany is a unique location when it comes to studying abroad. It is obviously the strongest economy in Europe, and within Germany, Munich, the city of Munich, which is in South Germany, or southern Germany, is the strongest economy in Germany. So you're looking at an unemployment rate of next to zero. I believe it was under 2% recently. Some statistics show that the unemployment rate is even negative when you take certain portions of the population. So why is it such a good city? Because it's got a massive tourism industry. It's got a lot of other industries as well. Obviously, the automotive industry is really big in Germany and in southern Germany as well. Many multinationals. You also have many startups. So when it comes to job opportunities in the city, Munich is definitely number one in Germany, and thus being one of the highest in Europe as well for job and work opportunities. Before we go on, I would say what is very important is the ability to learn and speak basic German. So if you have an A1 level or an A2 level, you can already you make yourself understood to a certain extent, and you understand people. Now that is of paramount importance if you would like to find work in the country. It's a necessity. We do have students, and I know students that have found jobs without learning German, but it's definitely not the rule. I would really suggest learning at least A1, A2, or even a B1 level of German. It's very, very important if you want to find work in the country. So Munich, the Munich campus is the home of laptops and Lederhosen. So if you know Germany, at the moment we have something called the Oktoberfest, and the Oktoberfest is a giant beer festival where this last year we had 5 million people come from all around the world and to enjoy the hospitality that Germany has. Munich has specifically. They eat and drink, specifically drink a lot, and obviously that's a huge injection into the economy. It has a massive impact on the city as a whole. So that's the Oktoberfest. Munich is rated number 3 on Mercer's 2018 Quality of Living Standards. So if you go online and you Google Mercer, you'll find how highly ranked, highly viewed Munich is. And you can obviously go into the details and look at the different criteria that was used to make this evaluation, this ranking. But having been to Munich many times and traveled through Germany a lot, I can say that Munich is a unique city in the sense that it feels like a small and friendly and welcoming environment. So you don't feel like it's a massive city where you get lost and you don't feel at home. But at the same time, it has all the business advantages, a real economic powerhouse. As I said, the strongest economy in Europe. By the year 2025, Munich plans to supply the city with 100% clean energy, or clean electricity, which means basically that it's a leader in renewable energies as well. So that's a sector I know a lot of you that are listening, perhaps you are engineers or have an IT background. You have a very good profile, let's say, for the different job opportunities that are required in Germany at this stage. Germany also, and another point, is a very clean city, and obviously a very efficient city. All the public transportation is top-notch, state-of-the-art. But it's also got something called English Garden, which is bigger than Central Park. It's a beautiful place. In terms of quality and standards of living, Munich is very, very hard to beat. For us as a business school, the connection to the real world of business is very important. Many of you who are listening may be thinking, okay, you're telling us about the city, you're telling us about the university, we're only interested in coming to Germany and potentially finding a job and finding a new future. But I would challenge you to think slightly differently. I think it's very important that you understand there's a process to everything. You cannot just move to another country and expect to find work immediately and a very high-paying job, or even the permanent residence in the long run. What you need to do is be willing to adapt, firstly to the school environment, as well as to the culture and the requirements of the culture. And once you're there, EU Business School will accompany you and really assist you. The way we do that is through bringing guest lecturers into the classroom. They may be former students that are working and have connections into industry. They may be captains of industry. And previously we've been able to, this last year, we've been able to bring in some really top CEOs from companies like BMW. I know we visit BMW every year, and we've had students go on and work at BMW. I've got a few examples of students that I have worked with that have done internships in the HR department at BMW. If you go through the list on our slide here, you've got many German companies as well. And these companies are also looking to hire our students. So these are partnerships we have, or where we've seen our students go on to work. So I'm going to skip through the different programs, the EU Munich Masters and MBA programs. So in Munich, we have basically, if you do the MSc in Munich, you're looking at 11 different options that you can major in. So the degree, the official degree, would be in international management, either an MSc or an MBA. If you have 2 years of work experience, you can do the MBA. If you have less than this, you'll be eligible for the MSc. There's international business, communication and public relations, international marketing, global banking and finance, leisure and tourism management, digital business, which is a new major, sports management, human resource management, design, and blockchain. So the degree just at the bottom you'll see is awarded by the University of Roehampton in London. Other than that, some specifics about the program. The start dates are October, January, and March. The duration of the program is 3 terms, 1 year. Now, some of you may be interested in going part-time and studying for 2 years. The only way you can study part-time at EU Business School is if you find an internship or a full-time job. And then you come to the staff and the academics team, and you present your contract, and you explain that you would like to study part-time. The credits, 90 credits. Studying in Munich. We have accommodation, which is near the campus. We don't have accommodation on campus, but we've got a very effective a team that can help you. We've got a landing page now. Once you have completed your enrollment and paid the initial deposits, we will get in touch with you and we will assist you in finding suitable accommodation. There's accommodation which is 10 minutes away from the campus, but might be a little bit more expensive. If you see on the right here, it says it really depends on your lifestyle. Some of our students are able to live for 800 euros a month, everything included, accommodation and living expenses, etc. But I would say an average of 1,000 to 1,200 euros a month is what most of our students are spending on living expenses, accommodation, health insurance, all these things included. Life on campus. So we hold many events, whether it be sporting events or social events, industrial visits, workshops, but we also really focus on the individual with our career services events. So every year we host in Barcelona a careers fair. This last year, we had 25 different companies come, meet the students, and also offer job opportunities to everyone. So when I say everyone, literally 95% of the students received job offers that day. So I'm just going to take you down to the application. The application process obviously can be done through Think Glory. You know, they understand all the documentation which needs to be compiled and how you ought to go about it. So there's an essay that needs to be written. You need 2 letters of recommendation. You also need to have an IELTS result of 6 or 6.5 if you're doing the MSc, 6 for the bachelor. So it's all listed there. Here we go, admission requirements for the MBA or the MSc. Proof of English level, could be TOEFL or IELTS. A copy of your CV, 2 letters of recommendation, and a video or written or video essay. This is something I was told to focus on was our career services, the career services department. So basically what we try to do is understand where every single student is in terms of their background, in terms of their skill set, their unique personalities. We will help you adjust and adapt your CV to the local market. Not only will we do that, we will also post job opportunities on a job portal, which as a student you have access to. So let's say you have some professional experience in programming. We will take time to look into that sector, and if there are job opportunities available, we will post those job opportunities and you will be able to apply for those jobs. Our career services and advisors, well, the career advisors are on hand to help in many ways. One of the ways is through the internships and the job searches. So you get exclusive offers through our career services platform, through their personal dashboard. We also have a career fair every year. I think I'll try to show you a short video of that before we end. It's a video that just shows these 30 companies and all the students that met them. That's our annual career fair. Then in terms of CV and cover letter assistance, we'll assist you in putting together an effective CV and a cover letter. Job interviews, we'll prepare you over Skype. We'll even do like a mock interview to help you really get prepped and hone your performance ready for the job interview. Recruiters will help you meet talent departments from companies and recruitment agencies. So what I would really like to emphasize is that you will not find a job immediately, and you shouldn't expect to find a job immediately. You should expect at least the first few months to be a time of adaptation, learning the environment, learning how to operate as a student and potentially as well as an employee in the country, and then really get to know our staff. We've got people that can help you and can assist you from A to Z. We've got 2 people in that career services department, and they're there to guide you, to assist you. I know when I take questions later, people are going to say, what are the job prospects? How can we help you? All I can say is that there are jobs available in Germany. There are jobs available in Munich specifically, and good jobs available, but it's a very competitive environment. You need to be willing to work hard on yourself. You need to be willing as well to have stickability, to grind it out a little bit. I know I've met students that have received many refusals. So they've applied for many jobs and been unfortunate and haven't received those jobs. But at a later stage, if you are persistent, you will land a job. The keys to landing a job in Germany, it's being hardworking, being diligent, spending time with the career services advisors, and then also the German language aspect. If you can learn A1, A2, or even have a B1 level of German, you stand a much higher chance of finding a job. Helping students become professionals. So we have counseling sessions as well. I didn't mention that to you. So as an Indian, maybe some of you have traveled abroad, but I presume the majority of you haven't been abroad. Life is very different in Europe, and it's good to be open-minded. It's good to listen to the counseling that our career services department can give you. They'll help you really, you know, it may be a simple thing in terms of personal branding or social presence. How do you have the right kind of profile on LinkedIn? How do you have the right profile on your social media? How do you dress when you go for an interview? How do you dress yourself? How do you present? I mean, how do you introduce yourself to a potential employer? These are all things that we can help you with and would be vital when you are looking for a job. How is EU different from other institutions? Well, I would say in terms of the scope and the scale, we are a lot more, I would say, a lot more pragmatic and a lot more intentional in being able to assist every single student. We have many success stories in our alumni network. I'm not going to focus just on some of the famous. What I will do is I'll bring up a list of names of Indian students. I went through did some research yesterday, and of students I've worked with, Indian students, I have a list of more than 40 students that are currently working in Germany or doing internships. And I can give you some names, and I'll maybe share some of that information with you in a minute. But also to show you there's longevity in this business school. We've got people that have, you know, 1995. This man on the left, Javier Martinez Espanza, he's a business development director, and he was part of the class of 1995. We've got Lena, specialist. She's at the World, which is obviously a really good opportunity for her. And then this gentleman on the right as well, he's an investment consultant, and he finished in 2010. So these are some European profiles, but I'll give you some Indian profiles in a minute. Collaborating companies, these are where our students, companies where our students have gone on to work. So you'll probably recognize all the different logos there. I don't need to give you too much information on those. In terms of our network, we have over 27,000 alumni, and we offer educational and professional opportunities to enhance the experience during your studies and beyond. So in terms of the different sectors, we have people really working in marketing services, consulting, finance, banking, education, other sectors, with over 3,300 members now in our LinkedIn group as well. So what I would recommend is that you join us and you follow us on LinkedIn, you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and you can see how active EU Business School really is. Just to show you as well, once you've graduated from EU Business School, you join the Alumni Hub. You can boost your career. You can, through different events, attend events all around the world. You can promote your business through interviews and through different events as well. At EU Business School, you can reconnect with classmates, find the brightest talent among EU graduates and students. So our social media, you can join us on LinkedIn. We've got 11,000 plus people there. We've got 20,000 plus on Instagram. And then on Facebook, we've got 220,000 followers. So I know those seem like small numbers here in India, but in Europe, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good following we already have. So join us on these social media networks, and you'll get to see and learn a lot more about EU Business School. Okay, so we've got different videos which I could show you, but instead of showing you these, what I'd like to do is just quickly go into the tuition fees, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about where the students have gone on to work, and then we'll have questions and answers. Okay. So the tuition fees, if you can see my mouse, what we're going to do is go down from Munich, and we're going to look at the international management degree. So basically for an MSc, students are going to be paying about 20,000 euros. 20,000 euros in lakh terms is probably about 15 or 16 lakhs. Living expenses included, you probably will need 25 lakhs for the year. Living expenses plus tuition fees. It may sound like a lot of money, It is a big investment, but the returns of investment in a city like Munich, in a country like Germany, are higher, and the chances of finding employment are better than in most countries around the globe. Other than that, as you may well be aware, is once you've finished your studies, the 1 year, you will get a job seekers visa, which is an extension, an 18-month extension on your visa. So the prices, obviously, in this table are per semester, but we also have a dual qualification with the University of Roehampton, and there's an additional fee. So we offer that at our Barcelona campus. We offer that in Geneva as well. I know that most of you are very much focused on Munich, so I'm not going to go into those details. The figure you really need to bear in mind is 7,000 or 6,950 times 3 for the 3 terms. So the world is changing. Are you willing? EU Business School is ready to change, and are you? So that's the presentation. What I'm going to share with you now is just an Excel. Let's see if I've got it. Yesterday, I went through some details on students that have currently, Indian students that are currently working in Germany. So what you see here, let me just move this thing. We have in 2018, if you see the period here, from January 2018 onwards, we've got this guy Shri Jagtap. He went to Airbus. So Airbus is a big, Airbus in French, Airbus is obviously a big company. We've got students that have gone on to Alliance. We've got students that have gone, well, a whole bunch. You see, there's, if I count those, we're looking at 8 students that went to Alliance in the last year and a half. The student went on to a German company. This went onto into the banking industry. Costline is a health, and it's a startup, a small company. So he's doing marketing research there. It's a friend of mine. His name is Nikhil. Danone, the big French company as well. Engineers Without Borders. The student started in May 2018. Essity, this student here, she started in June 2018. Expertier started in Feb 2018. Fab Hotels, okay, in the marketing department as well. Flexibus, this is a new, he's working global banking, he did global banking and finance, he's working as an intern. His name is Varsha Mohan. If you keep going down the route, we've got someone in Foodora, which is a small company in Germany. It's a startup. But as you can see, these are just Indian students that have found jobs or full-time jobs in the last year and a half. Some big names, and that's what I wanted to highlight. And these are students I'm in touch with, I've worked with. These are students that used to be obviously living and working in India, and now, or studying in India, and now they've already found new futures for themselves in Europe. Coffee would be good. Yeah, thanks. Great. So what I'd like to show you now is just an interview with some MBA students from Munich. Now this video, you bear with me, is a little bit old. It's from 2013. So, yeah, I'm going to share this with you now. I'm going to stop it there. So I can see that it's not streaming properly, and I presume for you who are in other cities in India, you can't really watch the video properly. But you saw what I Googled. You can Google that as well. It's just interview with MBA Indian students at EU Munich. This is an old video. It's had 20,000 views though. We do have more interviews with students that have recently finished, but I don't have access to those videos right now. What we'll do now is simply go on to a Q&A session. So please feel free to write your questions and I'll pick them up and I'll answer them one by one. I think you can write your questions into, there's a chat functionality. You can write your question. And once you've written it, I'll be sure to answer. How do I do that? Question. All right. Okay, so let's see if anyone.
Some question is job experience compulsory required to study MBA program?
Yes. Okay. Thanks. That question is a good one. At our Munich campus, we do require at least 2 years of work experience. Yes. I'm afraid at 53, the visa is going to be a problem. So what I would recommend is our online MBA. Our online MBA is a great program, and you still get the opportunity to travel to Europe 3 times during the program. But I'm afraid at 53 years old, I personally have seen students that have come in their mid-40s and get their visas approved. But over 50, it's very unlikely that you'll get your visa approved. Okay, so student visas, if you get enrolled, the student visa shouldn't be an issue. Obviously, you do need to have all the credentials, meaning you need to have, you know, get enrollment to the business school, and then it's important that you have a blocked account with Deutsche Bank. It's also important that you have health insurance and a few other things. These documents and Think Glory can help you and assist you throughout the visa process. But I'm afraid it is in the hands of the visa officer at the end of the day. So we can assist you, but we cannot guarantee anything. So it's getting younger. 43, I have had a student at 44 get admission to EU Munich. So at 43, it's not impossible. As long as you can prove on your CV and you know, on your work experience that there haven't been any unnecessary gaps, and now that you are at this stage of your career, you're not going for immigration purposes, you're going to study, and that's very important. Otherwise, if they pick up that your only goal is to move to Germany to live, there's no ways you'll get a visa. Yes, so good question. At EU Business School in Munich, we don't offer scholarships to students. We have been known to offer from time to time, but as a general rule of thumb, there's no scholarship at our Munich campus. Yeah, what's the question? The duration. So yeah, the duration of the MBA is 1 year. If you got 50% or above, you are eligible. Ideally, students are getting 60% and above, but if you've got 50% and you finished your high schooling, you are eligible to apply. Good. I think that seems to be all the questions. If you have any other questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll wrap up the session. Okay, so it doesn't look like there are any other questions coming through. I'd like to thank all of you, all 12 of you, that have been sitting here patiently and joined the session. Obviously, we look forward to getting in touch with you, and don't hesitate to write us questions, and hopefully we'll see you at EU Business School. Thank you. Bye-bye.